Hey guys, it's Inside Ball, Dobbo and Kev, and Kratzmann Caravan, their Super Centre and RV Centre out there at Burpengary on the Bruce Highway. The best in the business.
Oh, huge centre too, Dobbo.
Mate, they had sales leading up into financial year sale, but you know what they did? They said, you know what? If you're an Inside Ball listener and you go out and say that, we'll do a deal for you. So, all I want to tell you is go out to Kratzmann Caravan. If you want brand new, second-hand RV caravan, mate, it's all there. It's their Super Centre. It's the best in the business. And all you need to do is go out and see them, say you listen to Inside Ball, and you know what? Your trip around Australia, up the coast, down the coast, it's all there.
Oh,
go
it's all
and
in
see
luxury
them.
too.
Yeah, it's luxury.
They're beautiful vans.
Mate, beautiful vans. Can't recommend them enough. Go and see them. Kratzmann's Caravans, their RV and Super Centre sale is happening all the time. They don't worry about the financial. It's all year round. Deals, 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 and more deals. Go and see them.
We're on the air.
We're on the air. We're on the air.
You want a sync clap or not? You're sweet.
No.
Okay.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Let's go. Righto, we're on the air again. Special guest.
Viking clap.
Now they're all very special, but this fella,
We did say this one was a big one. We said it was
we
a
love this
very,
big
very
fella.
special
He's
guest.
like a big teddy bear, and we've known him for a long time. Sammy Thaiday, welcome to the Inside Ball.
Youngster,
Hey.
Dobbo, good to see you.
How you going, lad? You good?
I'm good.
You're looking fit and healthy.
Yeah, trying to keep moving, mate. I'm
Still
on
playing, aren't you?
Yeah, still having a bit of a run around.
Who, for Albany Creek?
No, I haven't played for Albany Creek for a while. So I played for Albany Creek when Hodjo was the president out there. He got me to come out
How did
there.
that go for Hodjo, president?
Well, because he wanted to play too, but
He couldn't.
No,
President can't play.
he was-
Come on.
His body's a lot more busted than mine. But I did a stint at Albany Creek, and then I did 2 years for Sanford Stags.
Yeah.
And this is my second season with West Arana this year. So
The West Arana Panthers?
But
yeah, playing actually with Jack.
Jack. But the great Jet Walters played
Yeah.
against Sam. It's his career highlight.
Yeah, and then I got to play with him the other week. So
Yeah.
Is that
yeah,
right?
So he's at a scrum. Sam's going to do a. I think you were playing six, were you?
No, I was just taking a hit off the scrum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jet's
yeah.
in front of him.
yeah.
Poor Jetty.
Yeah, poor old Sam. What's he
Jetty.
going to do? Just let him tap.
What'd
You
you
let him
let him
tap.
go?
You know what?
He
He got out of the way,
He
did he?
tripped me with his third leg.
Let's start out. I mean, you're a proud Queenslander, but you were born in Sydney. Let's just pull the Band-Aid straight off.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. We're Parramatta, am I right in saying that? You were born in
Yeah,
Parramatta?
Borkham Hills Private Hospital.
Unreal. So,
Yeah.
mum and dad had an unbelievable, like you, just talk to us about your family with your mum and dad and your sisters
And brother.
and brothers.
Well, it depends, mate. I got four brothers.
Yeah.
But mum and dad, I go back to them. Mum was a farm girl from Western Australia.
Yeah.
Poor old granddad Arthur. He had four daughters.
Wow.
I don't think any of them wanted to take over the farm, so mum joined the Air Force to get out of that.
Yeah.
So she jumped from Western Australia all the way. She got posted out at Windsor. She was at Windsor for a while, and then that's where
Windsor
she
in
met,
Sydney.
In Sydney,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And that's where she met Dad. So Dad was there was a big recruitment drive through the Torres Strait, try to get some more Torres Strait people to join the Defence Force, and Dad saw it as an opportunity, so he joined, and he moved down there as well, do some basic training and stuff like that. And that's where Mum and Dad met and got married. Had both myself and my older brother Reuben.
Yep.
Were born down there. And then Dad got posted to Townsville when I was 4. So that's that's where I grew up, and that's where I learned how to play footy, and I never thought about or touched a footy at all as a young kid in New South Wales. And I learned my
Your
trade.
first
and my
game of rugby
skills.
league was in Townsville.
Yeah. For Curveballs Primary School, we used to wear the old Newcastle Knights
Jerseys,
colours
did
back
you?
in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but Mr. John Kratzmann was my first ever coach. Never ever thought about or considered playing for New South Wales at any point in my
Why would you?
time. Yeah.
Why would you?
So where'd you start, Sammy? What position were you when you started? Were you a big kid growing up?
Yeah, I was
Tall, skinny?
chubby but cute. I used to say.
You're still saying that about me, mate.
Little cane toad. But no, I played a few different positions. Played in the middle of the field, played a bit of lock, and I always thought I was a 5'8", but the jersey never fit me, so
No.
I just had to wear the 13 jersey. But played a bit of back row as a kid too, and a fair bit of time on the bench too.
Yeah.
So the utility with ability. That's
You got all his, all his
He's the best. He's the best. So, mate, growing up, like playing football, and I'm not aware of it. Were you in the rep teams? Like were you always identified as a footballer with some potential?
Always kind of made Townsville team, and we played against Mackay. So I come up against Nate Miles. He was up in Cairns. Mackay, Neville Costigan was down there playing for Mackay. He was a big dog in those times. Made North Queensland a few times. But I probably didn't make my first Queensland team till I was 17. So I made the schoolboys team, and then I made the Queensland under-17s, which was based off your club.
Yeah. So is that when you locked horns with Willie Mason, and was it?
No, that was Sonny Bill Williams. And Tommy Leroy Lars, actually.
Right. So you punched on or something with him, did you, in the under-17s game?
Yeah, and that's the beauty of retiring now, is you can put a bit of GST on the story too. So
what happened?
We were playing an under-17 State of Origin, and it was curtain raiser, and it was at the old ANZ Stadium. And Wayne was coaching at the time, the Queensland team, and we were getting absolutely pumped. I think it was myself, Neville Costigan, and Paul Ayton were the only kind of three guys in the Queensland team that went on to play NRL.
Big Nev, eh?
Big Neville, yeah. But the New South Wales forward pack was stacked. I think they had Keith Galloway, they had Tom Leroy Lars, they had Heath Lestrange was their dummy half. They had who else? Sonny Bill Williams was playing for them as well. So a bit of a stink kind of kicked on and raced in and.
Wayne picked you up from there, did he?
Yeah,
Is that true?
I stood out like dog's balls at that point in time. I had the big, long, curly hair, so I kind of stood out there on the field a little bit. And Tommy was the big dog signing for the Broncos at that point in time. Yeah, right. So he was one of the best front rowers going around in our age group. And the Bronx had gone down to Tamworth, and they signed him, and he was coming to the Broncos after he graduated, and kind of. Not that I made him look silly in the game, but I stuck it to him, and I was an unsigned kid at that point in time, so I still hadn't had a contract. I think I'd been on one training camp in the school holidays with the Cowboys at that point in time, and hadn't. You
wanted to play for the Cowboys, so didn't you?
Yeah, it's funny. I look at it now, and I of course you do. Like, that's where I grew up. I grew up in Townsville, played all my junior footy there, but. Looking back on it now, I wouldn't have had the career I had if I didn't. It was hard to move away from home, but I needed it.
That made you grow up.
Gave me a chance to grow up. I literally graduated high school, and then 2 weeks later, I'm moving down here to do a preseason. I got a chance to be coached by Wayne Bennett. I got a chance to be mentored by some fantastic forwards that, in my eyes, are some of the best forwards going around. Shane Webke, Petro Silva, Brad Thorne. Gigi was still at the club at that point in time. That was his last season. Gordy was in his second last season. Brad Thorne. So, if I don't move away from home and come to the Broncos, I didn't get the chance to see how professionals train. Like, these guys were playing for Queensland and Australia at that point in time, and they were the best of the best. No disrespect to the guys that were at the Cowboys at the time, but, Butsy was a great player, but, how much was Butsy going to teach me? I know Doyley was there too as a dummy half. But
they were nowhere near the stronger, they got to when you started off.
So for me to say, I should have just stayed in Townsville and played for the Cowboys, I wouldn't have played 300 games. I wouldn't have represented Queensland. I wouldn't have played for Australia.
Because you had your comforts of home there too, didn't you?
Yeah. And I've got some good mates, but they're rat bags. I know and understand that.
Yeah.
They're proper Townsville lads. And, I probably would have got caught up in that. We all kind of just turned 18. We all be going out to the bloody Mad Cow every weekend. Those things.
That's not so bad, is it?
No. But, I
know what you mean.
I had some great guys here that kind of pulled me in the line.
Because you're at the first Cowboys game, weren't you? You sat on the hill.
I was there. I sat on the hill with my dad. And we were part of the pre-game entertainment, actually. So they had a bit of a relay race.
Right.
And then so they had all the footy teams there, but they had some of the local little athletics clubs there as well.
Yeah, because you were pretty good in that space. Shot putter and javelin style.
Well, that was my dream, to go to the Olympics, mate.
Right.
Really?
I didn't even, footy hadn't even crossed my mind at that point in time. So in 1995, when the Cowboys started, I wasn't even playing footy yet. So I hadn't started till the following year. So
you wanted to be an Olympian? That was athletics and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So why is it
shot put, discus, javelin? Yeah, thrower.
Why is it? And you be able to answer this,
Sammy.
that Townsville has got such a rich history with awesome sports people. Like you talk about, like you want to be athletics. It feels like any sport you wanted to do in Townsville, there was an opportunity to do it. And that's just not you. That's just general sports people. Is it because the military presence there that, you know, like they try to get their kids into team activity? What is it that makes Townsville? Because we probably don't talk about it enough, just from the sheer athletes that have been born in North Queensland that go on.
Well, even just that competitive environment in athletics. I threw with a guy who represented Australia at the Commonwealth Games. He's no longer with us now, Jared Bannister, but he was a fantastic javelin thrower, and he was a year older than I was, and we always would struggle to find fill that spot. So I used to throw for my age group and throw for the age group above as well. And so I threw against him for many years. Never got to beat him, and that's probably why he kind of went on in that realm, and I kind of went on in the football realm. But I think I can only speak on behalf of myself. But if I didn't have sport, I would have been one of those rat kids that, you know, there's a huge youth crime problem in Townsville at the moment, because those kids got no boundaries, they got no discipline, and I think that's what sport gave me. It gave me somewhere to be on a Tuesday night, on a Thursday night, on a Friday night, and then if I was lucky enough, I'd go down on the Sunday and I'd watch the 19s, the reserve grade and the A grade play, and, you know, you could ball boy if you wanted to, and get a pie and a Coke.
Oh, mate, that was the greatest.
So, you know, there's 4 or 5 days that they're full, you know, and then also... And
you're not roaming the streets with, like, hood rats, like, you know, trying to pinch cars and getting up the...
Yeah, well, credit to you as well, mate, because it was a big step coming to Brisbane. You're in with the Buns, Paul and Donovan. Tell us, and you're in with some big eaters in that house as well, weren't you?
Yeah, I would hate to see the food bill. I think we're pretty lucky at the time. That
was Dave?
Dave Taylor was there.
Taylor.
We
Who else was in there with you?
Darius Boyd was in there. We had Neville was in there. Myself, Hodjo frequented the place.
Yeah. Did he?
Yeah.
When required.
Yeah, when required. Or he would give us a lift home. But no, few lads went through that place with Paul and Donovan. They did such a good job, and Hunty was in there at one point in time. Andrew McCulloch, Darius Boyd. So some big names went through.
You've still got a strong relationship with Donna.
Yeah. Auntie Donna, she comes and helps me out with my girls now. So she, you know, she looked after me as a young man growing up, and now she helps out with my 2 daughters.
I love
whenever
that.
she can. So
that's good, isn't it?
Oh, mate, I love that.
That house they had.
Why do the Broncos not do it like that anymore? Because I know times have changed and blokes are independent, but that grounding for those young men. I talk about this, and I'm just deviating. When Macca, who's one of your best mates, when he had Xavier Coates and Tommy Dearden living with him, I just talked to Tommy Dearden about it last week. That they still talk about when they were all getting looked after, and you talked to Tio about when he was in that centre of excellence. He used to call the house the centre of excellence, but you know, it was important that bonds a lot, and the Buns were unbelievable for having people.
Yeah, huge. And I think it gets frowned upon now because it's seen as a salary cap infringement, really.
Yeah,
because we were really looked after in that house, in the sense that rent was at a minimum. We didn't have to pay for any meals. A lot of the
3 meals a day.
A lot of the club sponsors jumped on board and really helped out with that. And you got to think you're feeding that many blokes. And Paul and Donna had 2 sons of their own as well. There's a lot of meat being eaten.
Yeah.
You know,
but somebody was keeping an eye on you. Like, somebody was keeping an eye on you. There's
no price on that. The value of that is because you left school and straight to Brisbane, didn't you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Finished one day.
Yeah, 2 weeks after I graduated and I moved down. Yeah, and I remember Cyril Connell picked me up from the airport, and I'd been to Brisbane a few times for different sporting events and stuff like that, but never driven around really. Yeah. And he put a Refidex straight on my lap, and he goes, "This is where we go." And I've marked the page. I've gone far out. 1, I'm not overly great at reading Refidexes, but 2, this is in Brisbane. But it was a whirlwind, but no, very enjoyable.
Your first pre-season, what can you remember most about that?
It was the worst.
You would have done the gap, surely.
Did the gap plenty of times. I think my lower back's still at the gap. My heart and lungs are still there as well. But I think you come out of a school system where you're the king of the kids, really, and you're the top of the tree. And it was really humbling to come down to Brisbane and you get put back in your place again.
You're the bottom of the
food chain. But then you learn how to train properly. Yeah. You know, you think you're training properly. You know, you're in the gym at school and stuff like that, and you know everyone bench presses and curls, and then that's your workout done. You know, you do some conditioning on the field, but it's not really at the end of the day. But again, coming down and doing that, it was so hard. And I remember going home that first Christmas and really struggling to come back to Brisbane.
Yeah,
really.
After that break, because I was just like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I have it in me.
Yeah. So, mate, Kevie, you talk about you coach. I
coached. I was coaching the Clydesdales.
And so is that where that was the process to start off with?
Yeah, well, I was on Colts contract actually. Yeah. So at the time, I was working at the Leagues Club when I first came down. Neville and I were working there together.
Glassy.
Yeah, we were Glassies, and we learned a bit of everything. You know, making coffees, and they tried to separate us at one point. He was downstairs, I was upstairs.
The two of you get together was
it was bad news, exactly.
Big Nev Costigan.
Great fella, Nev. Neville Bartos, far out.
Yeah, that's him.
But yeah, I was only on a Colts contract, so like. In all honesty, I think it was like $5,500 and plus medical, and then I had to work at the club, and then I think I was heavily kind of, if I'd played NRL, I think it was like $5 or $10,000 if I'd got a game.
Yeah.
But just through training and head down, bum up, I think old Yuckster saw me and asked me if I wanted to come train with the Clydes at that point in time, and I think I only ended up playing 2 games for the Colts that year. Majority of the games I played in the Clydesdales, so that was good for me too. It was a few old heads and a few of those kind of upcoming forwards as well. We had Brad Myers and we had Carl Webb, Corey Parker, Darren Mapp, a few guys there.
Damon Keating.
Yeah, that were kind of had played first grade, were kind of still trying to make it. So I was still knew that I was at the bottom of the rung, but having those. I think playing Clydesdales was better for me because all my mates played in the Colts and we were playing in the Toowoomba A-grade comp at that time. But I think that step up and playing in the Queensland Cup against some tougher men.
Yeah, it makes you as a footballer.
Back then, that was
real hard.
Good players.
I mean, some of those, like you played against East Tigers and you played agained Burleigh Bears and Redcliffe. And it was these old front rows in there and they just taught you lessons and you just kind of... you had to make sure that you turned up each game and each week.
Righto.
So, your debut for the Bronx.
That's it.
Yeah.
When was this? Talk to us about it and how it went.
11th of July.
There you go.
2003.
Baby Broncos, Dobbo.
Baby Broncos, yeah.
Again, the beauty of having such a good forward pack is most of those fellas played for Queensland.
Yeah.
So then I get my chance at opportunity.
Sam, you're only 18.
Just turned 18. 18
29 days.
Yeah.
A month, not even 18.
You made your debut for the Bronx as an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, we got pumped by the dogs. It was bad. I got injured in the game too, actually. Ended up with a high ankle sprain after that game, but I got a taste and that was it. That's all I needed.
Now, do you remember your first carry?
Yeah, straight at Mark O'Mealy.
And
he
leveled me.
Did he?
Yeah.
But at least you weren't scared. At least you weren't scared to go at him. Like so
that's how Sam played.
Yeah, I remember it.
Like, where's the biggest fella? Right, I'm going to
find him. That was sort of where you pride yourself.
That's how you played, didn't you?
Yeah, very much so. My thing when I played is I wasn't versing a team. I was versing my opposite number. So it was a one-on-one battle for me, and I knew if I succeeded at my job, and hopefully the 16 other guys succeeded at their job, you go a long way to winning the game. So, I took things personally out there on the field, but I remember that first run I ran straight at Mark O'Mealy. He hit me hard too. Wrestled me a bit too long, and we got.
Was it from the tap, wasn't it?
And then that was my second carry. I ran at him again. So, yeah, I was either hard-headed or just. So
you made sure. So did he come up after the game? Just bloke like O'Mealy, who commanded when he's at the height of his game, mate. He commanded. He was the outler of all outlers.
Yeah.
Does he come up and say, mate, good on you, knowing full well that you're 18 and fearing nothing?
Don't know. I was injured, mate. So
you never did anything.
I was just hanging on the sideline at that point in time, but. I think I probably earned a little respect from my own teammates at that point in time.
Yeah.
And that's all I was ever trying to do.
Yeah. Total respect. We're twice at Mark O'Mealy in your debut game.
So you start paving your career, and look, early, and I'll get to your start of your origin, but you met him there. Do you remember the first day we met? Do you remember? You don't remember when we met? We met at the Jubilee Hotel.
Well, you're half the man you were then.
Yeah. But do you remember I met you?
Oh, you still got it, baby.
Yeah, brother.
I've looked after myself.
You've gone half, I've gone double.
I met you at the Jubilee Hotel, and Wayne had suspended you and Hodjo for, I don't know, some indiscretion, and you were both, it was Ekka. It was an Ekka Thursday night.
Yeah, I think it was a club function. We were there.
Yeah. And you guys,
Forex, I think.
and I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. I had a Winnie Red with you outside. Like there was, I literally had a rum and coke and a Winnie Red with you, and I was like, mate, how good's this guy? Now, this is honest. Like you obviously, and we know each other well. Early on, you had all the ability, but would you say like you were still
a rat.
Yeah.
Well, there's lots of distractions, isn't there, for young football?
Yeah.
In Brisbane.
No,
there is clearly
massively, and
you get a bit of a profile then. You
get a profile. The bars give you free drinks.
Yeah.
You get a lot of attention from the opposite sex. All
and
those
the same
things.
sex,
and the same sex. Yeah. Play on.
Doesn't
whatever.
matter.
Yeah.
Up to you.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that way. So, you know,
It's just-
No, it's
well,
your
so
choice,
you know
Kevie.
what-
It's 2025,
Yeah, we
mate.
all
If
have
that's
a
how
choice,
you want to go.
But mate, it was. What was it that? And we're obviously got to go back to your dad, Burpengary, Queensland. But what was it that something flicked the switch with you, where you, as much as all that off field, you really, absolutely then knuckled down.
Yeah. Oh, in all honesty, like it was probably 07 when Joey took his own life. So, a good mate of mine, lived with him for many years. Lived with him at the house with Paul and Donna. He and I moved out into a unit together after we had to move out of the house. And 2007, he took his own life. Came over from New Zealand. I was really struggling with trying to become a first grader. A lot of pressure from that kind of Pacific Island family. He's of Māori descent, and I think he really felt that pressure of trying to become a first grader and really helping out his family. And done a little stint up in North Queensland at the Cowboys. Really struggled up there because he was away from everyone that he knew here in Brisbane. I can still remember my parents going to spend some time with him up there to try to help him out as much as possible. But he couldn't take it anymore, and he ended up taking his life. And he left me a letter in his car. So he drove his car down to a little park there near Breakfast Creek Hotel and hung himself in a tree there. And the letter was just plain and simple. He just told me that I was wasting my time, and if I really wanted to have a go, I could do something with my career. And probably 08 then, 09, I really knuckled down and started, not drinking as much, gave up the smokes, ended up not long after that settling down with my now wife, Rachel, and we started dating old friends from school and kind of reconnected and, just got my life together off the field, and it really helped with the way that I was playing on the field. But, if I was to, say there was a turning point, that was probably the biggest turning point for myself.
Yeah, we took Joe into the house first before he was a great kid. God, he's a great kid. He just wanted to please everyone, and he was a talented footballer.
Yeah,
very
he was a
talented.
tough bastard, far out.
Yeah.
It wasn't much of him, but
He's back rower
he gave his all.
Yeah, it was such
I never knew that, Sam.
Yeah.
I never knew. I knew you'd lost him out. I didn't know that he'd
Yeah, but
written
you
you
were
a letter and everything.
you were very tight with Joe, weren't you?
Yeah.
It's bloody sad, mate.
You'd won a premiership, but you say
06.
07.
06 was a
06 you
big
won
year
a
for you.
premiership. It was a big year for you. Like,
Well,
Origin.
I went from 06 to where I won a premiership, played for Queensland, won an Origin series, and then got to represent Australia off the back of the success of winning a grand final. And I played 20 minutes in my debut for Australia, but that was every little thing that I had on my list of things that you wanted to do as a kid, your goals and all those things, I did it in one season. And he was absolutely incredible. And then I fast forward to 2007. I think I missed about 12 games of footy that year. I had fractured eye socket that year. I had a couple of lower limb injuries. Lost Joey for the first time. So I had to really go home and assess everything. Really, Wayne
how you could go from
gave us how we could go from the highest,
and then to the lowest to low.
That's the
years.
lessons you kind of have to learn, and sometimes they're bloody hard to learn, but you kind of learning them on the run. I was 21, still a kid really. And so, yeah, that end of that 2007 season was a real tough one. And again, like a real pivotal moment of, like, I've done everything already. I could just go back to Townsville and I've got some mates that got businesses and stuff like that. I'll just, I don't know, be a labourer. It's easy. But, my mum and dad sat me down Christmas time and said, like, this is what you've always wanted to do. Like, you give it up now if you want and come back here. Like, we'll always welcome you home, but, like, will you have really fulfilled everything that you've wanted to do? And, I had to ask myself that question, and I hadn't. That success for me needed to be a consistent success for me to know that I've really done everything that I wanted to do. Yeah.
The 06 grand final, you're disappointed. You won, but you were... Well, your biggest memory was the prelim final, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was huge. Yeah. It's funny too because I've got my prelim jersey at home framed, but I haven't got my grand final jersey framed. It's sitting in the drawer in a Ziploc bag. And
why?
I don't know why. I don't know. I think I probably played better in that game than I played in the grand final.
Yeah.
I was pretty pumped to be able to be a starting back rower in that
the prelim.
Final.
Yeah.
But
do you remember Do you remember what happened in the game and all that? Of course you do.
Oh, a few things. Yeah.
At half time. Do you remember what happened at half time up the tunnel?
Yeah, Mace. He was having a bit of a carry on up the tunnels.
He said something along the lines.
Well, he was whooping all his mates up, which is good. He hyping them up, and he was like, "Yeah, boys, we're off to the grand final next week." Yeah, he was carrying on massively.
Really?
And Shane Webke at that point in time had heard this, and he was fired up, and he was firing up because, he knew at that point that this was going to be, his last season. He didn't want to go out, getting beaten by, 20 points to the Bulldogs down in Sydney. So there was that miracle try by Barrow.
Little Barrow,
Yeah. We kind of switched things around. Hodjo ended up at fullback, and Carmichael was out on the wing, and it was just kind of, we had a bit of a play around with the team, and we just found something and came back. And I think it was at that point in time we knew, like, no one was going to beat us the next week.
No way. After you'd beaten the Dogs, there was no way you were going to lose that grand final. And it was against the Storm.
Yeah,
and I'm like, what was it, 16?
Who had our wood? They had our wood that year too. They beat us twice already, and it was just kind of, I don't know, they just had something over us, those bastards. But
didn't Smithy chicken wing you or something before? Was that a different year?
That's another year, mate.
No, we won't go there. We won't go there.
Tell us about making your debut for Queensland in that 06 year. Like, I know, but...
I probably didn't think I deserved to be there. I was a kid. Like, I had my 21st birthday in camp.
Was Alfie in camp?
Yeah, Alfie was in camp, yeah.
It would have been a good birthday.
Yeah, Alfie was there. And so Darryl was there too, actually.
Yeah, Darryl. Yeah. Darryl Lockyer.
Yeah, so Darren came in later on in the week, but Darryl was there from the start.
You must have enjoyed that, though.
I did. And I think that's what made everyone kind of real comfortable, and there was a feeling that we all belonged at that point in time. But there was a few debutants in that game. G.I., myself, Nate Miles, David Stagg.
Well, Mel cleaned out.
Yeah, he cleaned out, yeah. He cleaned out and started again because, we'd been, towed up the last
couple of years.
Few series. And
we lost 3 in a row, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And the last one in 05, we won the first game and then lost the next 2, and that was the infamous bloody throwing off the grenade.
Yeah.
And that was the grenade that blew up New South Wales from that point in time. And Mel just came in with a whole different mindset and brought a lot of ex-players in and talked about, what playing for Queensland was all about. And those fogs that came in and had a chat to us, they were so inspirational, and they made you want to run through a brick wall straight away. But, I think it was really good for me having some of those other younger guys that I'd known Nate since I was bloody 12.
I never knew that with you and Nate. Hey.
Yeah. So we played against each other. We used to give each other crap all the time on the field. I played in a carnival up in Cairns once, and I got my cousin. She put cornrows in my hair, and it was just around the time when Bow Wow was pretty famous. He had that bow wow wow yippee yo yippee yay, where my dogs are. You know that song, youngster?
I know that one. Where my dogs
Anyway, I was giving Nate crap in the game, and he just kept on calling me Fat Bow Wow for the whole game. We've always had a bit of banter he and I on the field for many, many years, and continued into our NRL career too. So where I asked the referee for a penalty because Nate Mole's head was too big. So. didn't get the penalty. But
dear.
No, it kind of made it easy having some of those guys in and around there too. And then over those next kind of few years going forward, there's a few more guys that came in and.
Geez, that was a magical time. I mean, you talk about Origin.
Oh, it was a sweet spot for Queensland Rugby League. All of these guys were coming through at the same time. You got to think, Cameron Smith, Billy Slater, Jonathan Thurston, Cooper Cronk, Greg Inglis, like
yourself,
myself, Nate Miles, Neville Costigan, Ben Hennett. Like we all kind of came through, and we're all roughly that same age, and it was all kind of our careers were all peaking at the same time, and then it's just like.
Just a wild mix, wasn't it?
It was a wild mix, but we just gelled. We got into camp and we became best mates, and
it was crazy at that time. It was a crazy,
unbelievable,
mate. And you and Jono, so you and Jono were so tight. I remember you roomed together, you like. So when did you get to know Jono? How did that all come about? Or was that an Origin friendship?
Literally through Origin, yeah. So I think we just lucked into rooming with one another. Series and
that was it. You refused to refused to room with anybody
we
else.
Literally, like, you get the phone call saying you're in, and then I'd ring him up and said, "Oh, have you contacted Box yet? You got the roomies sorted?" He goes, "I already did it. I said, "Yeah, because you already knew that you were in, bro. I was waiting." So we would make sure, and then same thing for when we go away on Australian tours and stuff like that too. So
was you and Jono?
Make sure get in contact with the team manager as quick as possible. Make sure we could room together and
Yeah, I want to focus a bit on you and Lockie with your little 1-2 combo. Like, amazing. How many tries and like line breaks and then you protected him. Well, not protected him, but if anyone tried to bully Lockie, well, you weren't having a piece of it.
And I don't know what the game does now, but like as a back row, that was your job. That was your role to protect your halfback, and to make sure that you showed up and. Physically for your half. So in defence, you kind of had to make sure that you're putting enough pressure on the half that he plays, so then you could take on the back row to release your half to go out the back to try to get the fullback. But Lockie just made my game simple. He'd just tell me who he was getting to. And then as soon as he told me that, if he said, I'm skipping overs to 3, I knew I had to run outside the 3. If he said, I'm fixing the 4, I knew I had to run inside shoulder of the 3. So simple.
Yeah.
So I knew what line I had to run. Or, all right, Sammy, you're running out reverse, I'll fix the 4. So then I'd fix the 4 and he'd throw that out ball to me, and then,
back on the
whoever
inside.
the fullback is on that inside. So, and they're things that I made sure that I worked on at training as well. So, at the end of training, I might
Well, they just happen. They're not fluke.
No, they are. They're worked on, So, it's like at the end of training, can you just throw us 5 balls? I want to practice my outline today. It throw us 5 out balls. So, he would do that. And, he was good. So, had to make a few tackles for him, but he made me look good on the other end anyway.
For sure, mate. And then you went on to play for Australia, right?
Yeah.
How was that for you? How was that experience?
Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I still think as big as the build-up is and the hype in and around State of Origin, representing your country is the biggest thing that you can do in any sport.
You reckon it's a pinnacle?
I think it is, yeah. And I'd love to see us put more time and effort into that international game. I don't know at the moment. All these guys want to go back and play.
What's your thoughts on that, Sammy?
Yeah, well, you want to know, don't you?
I want to know. Yeah.
There's a small part of me. I think the big ones should be first. So if you're not picked for Australia, I think the opportunity for you to go back, and if you are half Samoan, half Torres Strait, let's say, like Hammer is, if he's not selected in that Australian squad, I would love to see him represent Samoa, because that's a great opportunity for both sides of his family. But I still think for us to really grow that international game, those guys going back to those countries will help. But I think, the preference should be there for those Tier 1 nations first.
Interesting.
I like that theory. Yeah. I really do. Tell me, things going great for you. Like your Broncos. You up and down. Like the hook gets bumped. That Wayne comes back in. You become a club captain. There's a lot going on. But mate, I talk to you. There's always something a little bit missing, even though you're loving the game. for you, like you battle with it. Like you loved footy, but you also loved being off the field. You were a bit not reclusive. This bravado that everybody saw at that stage was also you're not a recluse, but you were very much your own person away from football, which people didn't really get. It was something like, in a lot of ways, the Sam Thaiday that we all saw, this aggressive character at that stage when you were a quieter person, and that would be genuine. And it would be a lot to do with you and Rach were very much your own crew. You kept away from the all.
Yeah, we always try to make sure that we had a clean break from footy as well. I think that was one of the biggest reasons why we wanted to move out to Sanford. Yeah, just because you just wanted to have a little spot to
you could be yourself.
Yeah. A little bit of space. It's got that little kind of country town feel about it, and when you're like constantly in the spotlight, it can be
because you could find some headlines. Couldn't you?
Didn't matter what he did. He was always
enough head. Yeah.
Well, your comments.
And I've got a bit of a mouth on me too.
Well,
so.
you like to.
I like to tiptoe.
Your filter is not.
Yeah, no.
Not that you need a filter, but
no. And I the things I said, they're never there to harm anyone at all. They're literally,
or insult anyone.
At all. No,
that's just a natural thing for you.
It's a natural thing. I got a bit of cheek in me.
Yeah. Well, your comments to Freddie was what when you beat yourself was it like?
I said, it was like losing your virginity. It wasn't great, but we got the job done, which is all true. At the end of the day, if you think about it, if you think deeply about it, it wasn't the greatest, was it, youngster? Hey? How'd the little K-toad go?
Yeah. Well,
we're not going down that road.
No, we'll stay.
We're going to leave that alone.
Stay on the safe track.
But it almost like your private life was your private life.
Yeah.
There's a Sam Thaiday that we all see, but there's very much a Sam Thaiday that you don't let a lot of people into. Would that be fair?
Yeah. No, I've got a little tight little circle that that see everything. And probably one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to jump on to I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here at the start of this year is because it's like there was so much more of me that people hadn't seen.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a little taste, but I'm still not going to give you everything. So, I think a lot of people were surprised. I wrote a book on there, and it was a rhyming book. So essentially, it's a poem.
Yeah.
A lot of people had no idea that I write poems. Just that that bit of heart about me. I am. There is a. I think he called me a big cuddly bear at the start, but it's true.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
your girls see it.
My girls see it all the time. But when I played footy, I crossed the white line. I was out there. I'm working.
Yeah.
I'm out there to do a job. But you're not a tradie 24/7. You're not walking around the high vis and the bloody tool belt on at home when you're with your kids. It's all that stuff comes off. You wear different hats, and I've got so many different hats. I'm Sam Thaiday the dad, Sam Thaiday the presenter,
ambassador,
chef,
all those things.
Great chef at home, great chef. He loves being a chef.
Let's just finish your footy career first, because even your post career has been amazing.
Let's get to 2015.
Yeah,
please.
2015. We've got to talk about that.
Yeah.
I was on the coaching staff. What the friggin' hell happened, sir?
That's twice, Kev, you've been a part of that. What the hell happened?
No, it wasn't our turn, Yuck. So that's the
footy
saddest
gods,
part. Yeah, the footy gods. Yeah, and that's rugby league sometimes, and I look at it and I try to, as much as I can in life in general now, just look for the positives instead of the negatives. And there's so many, and people go, bloody Ben Hunt, if he didn't drop the ball. I think you and I have spoken about this too. I tackled James Tarmow on the line. I went legs. And why the hell would I go legs? I never go legs. I usually go up top, wrap the ball. Yeah. He goes over the try line, scores a try.
So many things that go.
So many things.
Adam Blair never misses a kick pressure.
Yeah.
The bounce pass to JT just put him off.
Yep. All those things. So there's so many factors, but it just shows you that it wasn't our time.
No,
it was.
We could blame AG. We could blame AG.
It was an awesome season.
The Broncos were in the wilderness. Let's not kid.
No question.
Not in the wilderness.
They got beaten by South in round one. You guys got flogged in round one at Suncorp.
Because I was I remember saying to him, mate, that's what we used to do to teams. He said, yeah. It was, but give us some time here.
Yeah.
And we'll get back. We got the right blokes here. I remember him saying, and I agreed with him.
Yeah.
And I remember the next time...
We had such a great balance with our team. We had some really great old players. We had some great youth there.
And Blairy came in, didn't he?
Blairy was great for us.
Darius came back, and he was obviously very good at fullback.
Mate, Milford had his break. Milford was unbelievable. Milford was unbelievable. Can we just blame Oatsy for pushing in off the wing? Just leave. Let's blame Oatsy.
Like
I said, there's so many things. You can sit down, you can break down so much.
But I remember a game against... I remember that first game. I also remember a game against the Roosters.
The prelim?
I remember that game. I'm not sure if it must have been that game where you just singled out Hargreaves.
JWH, yeah.
Was that game or was it?
No, that was a different game. Yeah.
I remember
that was just a regular season game.
Yeah, and Sam this day, like that's what he used to do: is pick right.
Yeah.
Go for the biggest cut. Get the snake, the biggest snake, cut its head off.
Yeah.
And that's what Sam went after, and it's just amazing to see you go about your work. And you said go to work. Well, I'm not pissing in your pocket here. You virtually, physically couldn't put any more into a game than what you put into, like, taking Hargraves on. He's a...
Yeah.
Like, he was the tough guy.
He was a tough guy, and a little bit younger than I was at that time too. And he was there... he set the tone for
alpha
their team.
male, wasn't he?
Yeah, he set the tone for their team. So if he was playing good... The rest of they drew so much confidence off the back of him, and again, it was just a simple. My job and my role for the team was that one-on-one battle with him, and that day I won it 10 times over.
Yeah. You were loyal. You were so loyal on the field. Steve Price gets knocked out and punch on, so Lockie says, "Right, we're bombing it," and. I mean, you got 10 in the bin on the last minute of the game.
Lockie just wanted to tap it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Lockie just wanted to tap it and then throw it.
Yeah.
And just pass it forward to them, and then we're just going to bum rush.
Yeah.
But then Smitty kicked it for touch.
Yeah. And then you bombed it, and then Ben Creagh.
Oh, no, the nicest human being in the world.
He should never have done that, but he's come in and shoved you. Well, that was the worst.
It ruined his origin career.
It did again. Because you ended up getting 10 in the bin. But I still remember
He's a multi-millionaire now, though. So.
Is he?
Yeah, he knows money and knows how to.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So he's very, very. He was probably too smart for our game.
Rugby league, yeah.
He's doing some great thing now for a lot of ex-rugby league players, helping them out financially after football. So he's a champion fella. But I did feel for him at that point, and also Kurt Gidley as well.
Yeah,
another great human being.
He got pumped.
He got pumped. Yeah.
Can I say there's my two memories is that you getting clapped off, getting 10 in the bin for that, and the other one is when JT did his leg or his knee, you pushing him back out on the wheelchair. And that was maybe 12 or 13, one of those years. Like you were that close. You went back after they'd won. You guys had won the series, and you pushing him back out.
Yeah, he wouldn't even share the green whistle with me either. Sad. We just won, bruh. Come on, here's a puff.
So retiring, I was lucky enough, and we talk about. I did your interview with you for Channel 9 after you retired. After you came out, and we did that. And
I want to talk about that too. In the granddad's outfit.
Yeah.
But glimpse into the future.
But
is that your creative side, Sam?
Yeah, I've got a huge creative side, and I went to Trad McLean at the time. He was the media manager. I said, I'm going to announce my retirement, but I want to do it differently. He goes, all right, talk to me. And I said, I met this makeup artist. And I asked her if she could turn me into an old man. I said, I want to retire at a retirement village, like dressed as an old man. And she said, sweet, done. So I think 4 hours in the chair before the announcement, but I went to the retirement village over there near Chermside, and it was good fun. And I think something different, something people will remember for a long time because. It's either sitting in a club suit or a club polo, and today I would like to announce my retirement. It's like, nah, boring as batshit. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, and you did.
Yeah.
I reckon you're maybe more well known broadly now than since you retired. Like you open up, and it's funny, Bo Ryan didn't have a career, career on you, but Bo Ryan's known not as a rugby league player.
No,
do you find now that you are more well known just in general public, not as Sam Thaiday the Origin and Broncos and Australian, but more I'm a celebrity, what you've done on Channel 9, presenting on Today's Show, mate, work going to the Logies, like all these different things that you've done, like has been far different to the footballer that you were.
Yeah, I think I probably noticed it more when I used to drop the girls to school because kids would recognise me more for, we saw you in the Today Show this morning.
Yeah.
And I had no idea of, the career that I had at the end of the day.
300 gamer.
And like, the sad part is, you go, I think back and think, oh, geez, I wish I would have had kids earlier, but I probably... was doing other things at that point in time, and had to live a life before you kind of settle down.
Because the girls didn't really get to appreciate what you did in your career.
So it was kind of it's pretty cool this year. So Gracie, she's at Kelvin Grove now, like loves the dance program there at the school, and they got to you could wear your colours for Origin, and she asked if she could wear one of my old jerseys to school, and that was the coolest thing ever. And I think I've seen. One of your boys had your old jersey on that Origin.
Jet race. Yeah, Jet, all the time, mate.
Yeah, he had
actually,
the 6 jersey on.
I meant to bring it this morning. I've got one of your jerseys, your Origin jerseys, at home.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it back to you so you can give it to your girls or your family. But I think it's number 20.
How'd you end up with it?
Were you... I don't know how I ended up with it, but I don't think it's number 12. I think it's got another number on it.
Oh, true.
Might have been like...
on the bench, maybe.
No, but you'd never come off the bench much. In the early part you did in your Origin career.
Yeah,
anyway, I'm going to get that to you, mate. I'm sorry I didn't bring it today, but I held on to it and I secretly kept it because I was a Sam Thaiday fan, obviously. Although this will be worth something one day, and it is, but it's worth more to you, so I'll bring that back to you.
Thanks,
your
mate.
last game, this is the last footy question. At the Broncos. So 305 games for the one club.
Yeah.
That must make you feel pretty proud.
Oh, 100%. And, there was many contracts that came my way from other clubs that throughout my whole career, and in all honesty, some for a lot better money than I was getting paid at the Broncos. But, just through...
so the girls were at your last... Were they...
They were. So, there's kind of... My last official game for the Broncos, home game before the semi-final against the Dragons, was one of my favourite games of all time.
So that was the open house. They let everyone in.
Yeah. That was a Sunday afternoon. It was Father's Day.
Was it against Manly?
That was against Manly. Yeah,
Manly.
We pumped
them.
I
remember it. Yeah.
And I got to run out in the field with my girls, and I that's I got that photo at home, and it's one of the.
We'll get that photo. We'll put it on the potty, mate.
Yeah,
that'll be good.
And it was one of them. The most special games that I've ever been a part of. Your reason why you play changes. As a young kid, my reason why was probably a bit of spite behind the reason why. It was a bit of a F you to all the people that thought I wasn't good enough.
Yeah,
that's
the ego gets part of that.
Yeah,
too,
yeah. So that's the early part of my career was about that, and then. The next kind of part of my career, my reason why was, I want to be one of the best. I want to be known for a long, long time as, someone who represented Queensland and Australia and played how many games for the Broncos. When I had kids, my reason why playing was, for my kids and to make them proud and make my family proud. And so to run out in that second last game was absolutely incredible. And again, being Father's Day, it's just everything kind of lined up perfectly. But to play 300 games for a club that I absolutely did everything as I could as a kid to get a ticket to watch the Cowboys play the Broncos, which was always the toughest ticket to get in Townsville. I remember selling Big League magazines because you could sell Big League magazines to get a free ticket to go to the footy. And I was smart because I used to go to the main gate and you would set up there because the storage where you put all the magazines when you get finished
was right there,
right behind you. So then I could just put them in there once the gates closed, and I could just sit straight to the hill.
Yeah, see?
She was
up
on.
There's for thinking,
I know.
Down there for
all these other Drongos on the other side
couldn't get in.
And to play 300 plus games for him, captain the club, win a premiership there.
Yeah,
it was every dream come true.
Well, not just that, you're named in the Indigenous.
Yeah, Indigenous Team of the Century.
Team of the Century.
Yeah.
You won. Back row of the year several times.
Yeah. I did also get most improved 2 years in a row at the Broncos. I must have been shit.
I gave you those awards.
Yeah,
mate.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
There you go.
I think that was back in the good old days when we had the thoroughbreds around, mate, because that was a thoroughbred sponsored award. Yeah, right. Yeah.
A little bit of
foldings there, a
Folding
little
on the
envelope, but which was the dumbest thing ever because they gave it to you on presentation night. So you got a skinful, and then they give you $5,000.
Any regrets in your footy career?
Zero. Zero regrets. Zero regrets in life. Everything's happened for a reason. I'm here because of that. So, again, I said before, I always try and find the positive and find a positive spin on anything that I've done. So, I've made some mistakes, but geez Louise, they've been good fun making them and good lessons.
So before we wind up the footy, your favourite footy moment, would it be your grand final 06?
I'm going to say I'll give you three because different teams. So for the Broncos, 06 grand final was incredible, and that last game, that second last game, running out with my girls was great. The clean sweep for Queensland in Origin, that was great.
You only did that once, didn't you?
Only did that once. So you look back at all those games we won. Like, that was so close. Like, a lot of people, you got to give credit to New South Wales. They kept on showing up, and there was games won by 2 points, 1 point.
Yeah,
there was hardly any blowouts in that time.
You won several man of the matches at Origin.
I got a couple there at home, which is again brilliant too, because you just think
player of a series too, didn't you? You got player
1
of a series?
year once.
He's got a big cabinet, big trophy cabinet,
and then winning the World Cup for Australia. In 2013, beating New Zealand at Old Trafford was. Incredible. And my brother's a Manchester United fan. And to play in Old Trafford, he was filthy at me. So, yeah.
Did he go to the game?
No, he didn't go to the game. I took a whole heap of photos and stuff because we got to do a little bit of a tour, and it was great. So,
That's amazing. What a great career. Now, we'll get on to his other stuff now, Dobbo. Can you want to lead the charge there with celebrity first up?
Yeah, so...
How was that experience? Like, we all watched it on telly.
It was so good. Yeah. Again, I just want the opportunity come across, across my email.
So that they reached out to your management?
Yeah, they reached out to my management and asked if it was, first of all, something that I could do, because I was contracted with Nine. Contracted with Nine. That's right. And it's a Channel 10 show.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, and Nine were happy, because I think the only game I missed was the Indigenous All-Stars game. At the start of the season, and then all the preseason stuff, they kind of got it sorted anyway. Or your guys look after the preseason stuff anyway.
Fox.
And it was all hush hush. So
you can't say anything. It's all top
can't
secret.
say anything. Yeah, and there's clauses in the contract. So if people, they find out that you've told people and all these different things.
So did you tell the girls? Like, obviously Rachel knew, but the girls didn't know.
No, I told Rachel, and then I sat down and had a conversation with my brother-in-law just about a few charity partners. And then another friend of ours, Creagh, who does a lot of social media stuff for myself. That was it. So I told 3 people.
And that's it. And
Rachel almost let it slip one night. We were having a few drinks at a friend's place, and they wanted us to come to Japan with them on a ski trip. And they were into us. Come on, just come. What, you got something on? Yeah. And Rachel said, "Oh, yeah, he's got something on."
Rachel!
Almost let it slip, but... Yeah.
So when is that film, mate? When were you over there doing that?
We were over there pretty much throughout the whole month of January.
Right.
Weird? Was it weird meeting people you didn't know, and knowing full well? Was that...
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
24 hours?
You know of people at the end of the day. But, the only person I had met before was Shana Jack. That was it.
Yeah.
A few functions here in Brisbane, and she's a huge Broncos fan, but that's kind of it. And apart from that, everyone's new.
And did that... So that not everyone knew it. You just come in together, and you got to.
You don't even know who's coming in.
No.
So essentially, we only knew that.
So how do they get you in there?
We knew Matty J was coming in. That was it, because he was leaked because they wanted to give everyone a little bit of a teaser. But that's it. And then
did they literally drop you out of a helicopter to get you there, or what?
Nah. So you're in cars that have got blacked out windows. You got to wear blindfolds. Yeah, it's all so top secret, and it's. I think it adds to the element of surprise for us as well. Otherwise, it's like, oh, hey, Kevie, hey, Dobbo, how you going? Literally, the first time you're meeting everyone is the first time you're meeting everyone. So
was it hard?
It was hard, yeah. I think the first week, the excitement's there, and it's just kind of you're still trying to get to know everyone. The second week, you got a bit of a, you've had your technology detox, and you haven't had a coffee for a while.
Phones.
So no phones. No
communication.
No communication. No extra food. Nothing like that. It's what you see is what you get. So every day you get you get 2 cups of oats, 2 cups of rice, and 2 cups of beans every day to feed. There's 13 of us in camp. So that was to feed 13 of us, and then challenges every day to earn stars to get more food. So,
Can I ask how your girls are your world? Like people who know you, like not being able to talk to them or even know what was going on because you're so hands on?
Yeah, well, the hardest part for me was Gracie started high school, so even when I was playing, you kind of, the coaches are pretty good. First day of primary school,
you can be there.
Yeah, you can be there. All the other kind of days, it's all
milestone
things. You kind of a little bit of leeway there, but yeah, Gracie started high school, and I just wasn't able to be there for her on her first day.
Was she upset with that too?
That was hard for me. We had a big conversation about it when I got home, and she pretty much just told me, it was all good, Dad. It was just kind of, we're just meeting everyone.
Right.
And so she kind of put myself at ease, which was good. But still, that dad part of it.
Were they watching? Because were they watching once they knew what you were doing? Do they watch? Were they watching
every night?
And they were like,
loved it.
Like,
and that's great for them.
That's good. That's the only thing
the
positive out of it. They got to see you.
They can see me. I just didn't.
You couldn't see them. So there was no contact. You didn't get any messages.
No.
They don't even say, "Hey, listen, your family's good." Like
the only time they ever tell you something is something goes wrong. So I don't think, and we were pretty good. I don't think there was any issues or anything. Oh, actually, that's a lie. Nikki's dad was going through some cancer treatment, so there was a couple of times where she got some news from home just because he'd been through a big operation.
Yeah,
and that's kind of it. So unless it's pretty sad to say, life or death type of thing,
you don't hear anything.
You don't hear a thing.
And you've got to play the game, haven't you? You play the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Otherwise, you.
Yeah, and it's not. It's. I didn't see it as playing the game. I just wanted to show up as my genuine self every day, and I didn't realise that I was going to end up being the bloody cook in there, but it happened that way.
Well, that was always going to happen.
You're a chef. You've always been a chef.
But there's always someone that is a cook. There's someone from bloody MasterChef or something that goes in there, but it ended up being me, and there were some weird and wacky things that they gave us.
Trying to come up with menus.
Would you do something like that again? Because obviously you thrived in it, and I suspect the people that you were with now, you're very close. Like some of them, you would have really become close with spending that time.
Yeah. I would do it again. Yeah, if there was an All Stars or something like that, just to give it another crack. But yeah, there's probably a couple there that I still really keep in contact with and check in on as much as possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went through a pretty cool experience together and something you kind of remember forever.
Unbelievable.
I love it.
Did you hesitate in taking it, or would you just
massively?
Did you?
Yeah. It was funny. I don't know if it you don't know what comes through on the show, and I haven't watched it back either. The girls, every now and then flick it on the episodes that they ended up being on. I was like, stop watching yourself on TV. But yeah, I don't know if it came across, but there was one night when they sent all we all got letters from home. Yeah. And then one of my greatest fears, actually, and weirdest things ever, is reading in front of people. Right. And this is old school stuff, from being a kid at school and not being able to read overly great, and it's still kind of a little bit of a fear for me. But it's funny because I can go and MC an event, but
you're not reading anything.
I'm not reading anything. I've got scripts and stuff that come through. I've got to make sure I thank the right people, and I try to, as much as I can, commit that to memory so I can just deliver what I need to deliver. I remember one time on the footy show, they wanted us to read a teleprompter, and I was just like, ugh. Anyway, I think I made up a story that I couldn't see, like my eyes were bad or something like that, and just wing it.
He's the creator. There you go.
So then the letters came in, and I just said, I really, really feel uncomfortable here reading this letter. I said, I know how important these letters are from home. I said, and if someone would like to read the letter that I have to read, can you please do that? And someone else did that. So there was a few things that really put me out of my comfort zone on that show. The heights and stuff like that I'm fine with. Eating weird things I'm fine with. Done all that type of stuff before, but it's something as simple as that. And I think that's where I was hesitant, because I didn't want to be shown up, and I think by showing that up anyway, I probably have helped a lot of other people out.
Certainly. I reckon you have as well.
And it's probably, in all honesty, we could all go to the bloody doctor tomorrow and be diagnosed with something. Yeah. And that's, again, they call it a spectrum because I think we're all on it, essentially. We all got a bit of ADD about us. We all got a bit of OCD about us. We all probably got a little bit of dyslexia about us as well. But instead of seeing it as a bad thing now, I see it as a superpower. It's like those things have made me think in a more creative way. Those things have made me be more creative when I do my MC stuff because, I just say things that come off like to the top of my head instead of having something that's scripted and boring, and you kind of, it's you can tell when someone's running an event and they're just reading off what they've been written down on the piece of paper.
That might be pointed at you, Dobbo.
Well, maybe it is. Do you reckon that you're going to end up hosting? Like, I see you as a long-term host.
I don't read that paper, mate.
I see you as a long-term host moving forward. Is that because the future's still,
as long as I don't have to read the teleprompter, mate.
Yeah, but is that something you want to do? Like, like you look at the Today Show or something like that. Is that something for Sam Thaiday?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Like, I'm open to anything now. So, opportunities come my way, and you either say yes or no. And majority of the time, at the moment, I say yes, because I joke about it, but I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up. I'm still growing up. I'll find that one day, and for the time being, the stuff that I'm doing is enjoyable and fun, and I'll just keep on doing that and keep on showing up.
Yeah. So, what other work are you doing outside of your presenting? You're doing stuff in the mental health space, aren't you, somewhere? Or
so doing some stuff with my charity partner off the show, Find Your Feet, Tommy Herschel. Tommy Herschel's a champion, and I've done a couple of school visits with him, and he's a champion. He's actually he's had a couple of meetings with the NRL. They're talking about going forward, having a mental health round, which I think is super important. But what Tommy does is he starts working with kids. He works with them.
He loves it, mate. He loves it. I saw him at the Origin this year. He was like, mate, it was at Perth. I saw him in Perth. Yeah,
huge league.
Loves it, mate. For a Sydney private school boy, he's come along like he was, but a great man.
No, absolute champion bloke. So I'll keep on showing up and doing some stuff with him. It's good what he does. I do some brand stuff for a few of my partners that I work with.
Still involved in the footy. Still involved in the footy.
My politician role. Auswide, don't you? Auswide Bank.
Auswide Bank, do some stuff with Auswide Bank. Sports bet.
Got it everywhere, mate.
You're still doing stuff at the Broncos too? The ambassador?
Still do some stuff at the Broncos. We're off to Melbourne.
This weekend?
Yeah, this weekend.
Oh, Thursday night, isn't it? Yeah.
Thursday night. So I MC a couple of events for them. Do a bit of corporate stuff.
The mental health space, it's very prevalent, and rightly so in today's game with players. You had your battles, didn't you, in that?
Yeah, massively. There was probably a couple of times throughout my career where I struggled the most. End of 2007 was a big one for me. Just that
Joey Clark after Joey.
After Joey, and just not knowing. I remember Wayne gave us a couple of weeks off after that, and we went over to Christchurch and took Joey home, and we buried him over there. And I had another week off after that just to kind of. Yeah, it's funny to say, but find your feet a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
And I had to think long and hard about that. I was caught up in an incident with a couple of other players as well, where we were accused of sexual assault. That was a tough time after that as well. That really letting the team down, those types of things. That was something that pulled at my heartstrings. I hated letting my teammates down. Yeah. At the end of the day. I've got a tattoo on my chest, which is the Muggun Warriors. So the team from Yam Island, they say before every game, put your hands in before the little team huddle. When a warrior never dies sleeping, he dies fighting. One brother bleeds, all brothers bleed. So on my chest, I've got one brother bleeds, all brothers bleed, and that's the way I played footy. And so I hated letting my teammates down. So I had some real highs and lows throughout my career, and. The hardest times, I think, for players are the times when you're injured and you're sitting on the sideline and you have modified training sessions and you're training by yourself and you feel isolated, and your only friend really is the physio, because he's the one that's putting in the most time with you. But it's a game that can give you so much sometimes. Yeah. But it also can
take so much.
It takes so much away from you as well. So
Good, mate. You're a legend. I think,
we've got to get one now. Your favourite
caravan, Kratzmann Caravan. Where are you pulling a caravan?
Where are you pulling the caravan to, mate? With the family.
With the family. Like, we
I know you love Noosa. Don't deny Noosa, mate.
I love Noosa. Absolutely love Noosa.
Well, you can get the
we
van
spend
up
a lot
there.
of time up there.
Hastings Street.
End of every year, we head up there after school's finished. We get up there for 10 days
I love Noosa.
before
I'm
the
a Noosa
Christmas
fan.
rush. So we head back to Brisbane as everyone goes up to the Sunshine Coast.
So you're going to Noosa.
we make sure we stock the car with seafood too before we come.
Yes, mate. Beautiful up there. Well, look, this has been a great interview. You finish it off, Dobbo.
Sammy, we just want to say, mate, we appreciate you. You're very honest. You're very real. We know you well, and you've been, you're an ambassador of the game, but we appreciate you being on Inside Ball. You're a good man.
And continues to do great work.
Unbelievable
in
stuff.
This space. Particularly, you're an Indigenous leader as well, which is really important.
Even if he was born in New South Wales.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
I was there as well, mate. I was born there.
But, champion, Sammy. And still, like you said, when you grow up, well, I hope you never grow up, mate, because
thanks, mate.
we love you, what you do and your work, your footy career, and then a lot of people struggle post-career, but you've just gone again. So
Thriving.
Good on you,
man.
champion.
Thanks, mate.
Leave Jed alone too. Don't bully him.
I don't bully him, mate. We're teammates now.